So you're probably all seeing those headlines coming out about how Joe Biden's going to cut stimulus checks, and then all of the immediate hot take commentary, which is, this is gonna doom the Democrats, it's all over, no one's gonna get stimulus checks, see, I told you they were lying when they said they were going to give us $2,000, yada yada yada. Let's go over the facts real briefly, because a lot of people are making really bad hot takes without even doing any reading on the matter. So let's start off with, what is Biden's actual proposal? To fully understand this, we need to go back to what the criteria was for the $600 checks. Now, I'll only be using the criteria for individuals because for couples it's just doubled and I don't want to go into head of household filing status. So, if you were a single individual and you made less than $75,000 a year, you received a full $600 check. At that point, it phased out until you had an income of $87,000 a year. So that's when it hits zero. So if you get made between that, you might not receive the full $600, you might get $300. Joe Biden's proposal is, we cut the cap from $87,000 a year to $80,000 a year. No effect on the full checks, meaning if you got the full $600 check, you're getting the full $1,400 check. The only difference is if you were in those upper categories, it'll phase out slightly faster for you. So, to all those comments out there and all the people going, this is a betrayal, they said we were getting $2,000. If you got the full $600, you're getting the full $1,400, you're getting the full $2,000 check. Now it's time to go after the other set of doomers, which is the people going after the, well, this is gonna doom the Democrats. They broke their promise, they're lowering check amounts. This is gonna have no effect on future political calculus. Truly, it won't. Like I said before, everyone who got the $600 is getting the $1,400, meaning they're getting the full $2,000. That's all they're gonna remember. And for the most part, most people got their $600 checks after, well, virtually all of them got them after Biden won, but many got them after he was elected. As well as the fact that they're going to get this $1,400 one, meaning a lot of people are going to associate a full $2,000 check with Joe Biden. As for those people who weren't part of the phase-out, they already knew they weren't getting the full check. So it's not like they were expecting $1,400 to show up on their doorstep. They were expecting a smaller to, frankly, minute amount, especially when you get up into the higher categories. So it's really not going to be that much of a big factor in their voting pattern, especially when you consider once you get above $80K a year, you are firmly middle class in most of the United States. Not to mention the fact that this bill contains many other provisions that they will potentially benefit from, such as the childcare stipend or, just stimulus to their local communities and schools, not to mention, at that point, your big concern, especially if you're making $80K, is probably the vaccine rollout. So it's not going to have long-term political effects. In fact, I think it could be beneficial because we're going to get the full rollout of the bill, most likely before unemployment benefits run out, which would have been the real kicker. Now they get to keep unemployment benefits going the entire time. Which leads me to the final point. Why did they do this? Frankly, I don't think there was a world where they needed to do this to get the bill passed. Full disclosure, I don't think they needed to do this. However, I am willing to believe they needed to do this to get the bill passed fast. You see, Joe Manchin's kind of a old school style Democrat, where he comes from the range of you need to get some minor concession to get reelected. He's so far never made a vote that would scuttle a Democratic bill. However, we can't assume that that means he would not need to put up some theater about this, or give some complaints, or things like that. Do I think personally Joe Manchin felt that the difference between life or death on the checks in this bill was people making between $80K and $87K? No. Do I think it was a really easy thing to cut in order to speed up this bill and cut down on the pantomime? Because then instead of him needing to go out and saying, well, I'm not sure about this, I'm going to introduce this motion to debate, yada yada yada. And for all we know, it wasn't just Manchin. I could easily see someone like Tester, maybe Sinema or Feinstein, but that would surprise me. But you see where I'm coming from. There were going to be some holdouts on this. And under normal circumstances, what they do is go, okay, everyone, throw up your hands, have a fit, introduce your amendments so we can vote on them, shoot them down. You can say you gave it the best college try, but we want this passed really fast. So what we're going to do instead is just give you this token, frankly, doesn't really matter thing, and we'll get the bill passed. So overall, quick summary, no real effect on who's getting the checks, no real effect on long-term political gains, sped up the bill. That's the summary. Enjoy your day.